tomorrow night's matchup between UConn and Purdue, I think it's going to be a classic matchup of two dominant big men. We're talking about Edey for Purdue, and we're talking about Clingan for Connecticut. They are both very dynamic players, and they're both very similar in their style of play. I would say, and I mean this, and I hate to say it, but it's true. Clingan is more athletic than Edey and is able to move better and more freely inside the post. Is that going to work to his advantage? I don't know. Is he going to be able to keep up with Edey and Edey's dominance, or is Edey going to wear him out with his big building body? That's the matchup I'm really looking forward to. But I think at the end, Connecticut's going to win because they've got a much deeper bench. The coaching is going to be a little better on Connecticut's side of things. But all said and done, it's going to be probably one of the best games that we've seen in a long time.
Go ahead, Max. You hosting? Call on one of them.
I didn't catch it. I'm sorry, Dave.
Go ahead. You hosting? Go ahead.
Oh, all right. I got you.
Take off.
Trav, what do you think about tomorrow night's matchup? You think that it's going to be a battle of bigs and the role players are going to have to step up on both sides, or do you think there's going to be something that we're overlooking and not seeing?
No, I think that's what it'll be. It'll be a battle of the bigs. And I think I agree with you. I think Clegan he's more athletic. He can move better. So I expect for him to do pretty good against Edey. Edey, he gonna score his point because he has he's a bigger guy than Clegan is. But
Yeah.
I think like you say, I think UConn got a better overall team. So I look for them to pull out with the victory. Yeah, I still think it'll be a nice game too. It'll be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm looking for UConn, take the win.
Yeah. I could see UConn taking the win, but at the same time, if the guys that surround Edey are able to step up, play their part, contribute, then this is going to be a very close game. And the matchup between the bigs might even take second fiddle to what the other guys are going to do if they can step up to the moment and not let the moment be bigger than them.
Right.
What do you think, Dave?
I'm gonna go go the other way on this one, man. I think Edey is too much for the big man. I think he will be in foul trouble. And I think that guys like Lance Jones is ready, man. He gonna step up, but the key question is, will Braden Smith, will he come back? Will he make a bounce back this game? So that's what it's gonna boil down to in the power forward for Purdue. We already know that he's tough, man. So we'll see, man. But it seemed to be more talent. It just it's a little more talent on the UConn squad. And they got a well-rounded team. Like you got Caliban, he ain't going nowhere. And like Cam Spencer, you got to account for him too. So they got about four good weapons that you got to slow down because they all hungry and they looking to eat. So it's from Callaghan to uh, Cam from Callaghan to number 5 Tristan to number 12 and number 11. You got to watch out for all four of them. All four of them can get each other out of a slump and get the team back on track. So that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, I think
And
you're right. I think
number
Who
12
you going with?
number 12 and number 11 from the outside.
Who you going for? Sound
I'm
like
going.
you on the fence.
Nah, you know what? Hey, I gotta be realistic. Like I say, I'm going for Purdue, but I know UConn will win because of those four players that they bring to those four players, man. You can't overcome that, man.
Do you think that as far as what UConn is going to do and what Hurley's going to do to game plan is going to be exactly what you would not expect? Meaning that
I,
go ahead and let Edey get his points, let all the
I
other
think I think
guys step up.
I think Hurley's going to do to Zach Edey and what NC State did. He's going to take a
Yeah,
page, take a page out of their book, and that's what's going to happen. Like I told you, they boxed out early, and the guards came in and dig. They was doing a lot of digging in that game. So the shooters got to be ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what I would do. I would bring a little help over on Edie. I know he too strong for Clingan. You know that. So to try to keep Clingan out of foul trouble, bring him some help over there and make them other guys beat you. Because if I think if Edie, I don't think he can get away with scoring 20 on UConn and they still win. He would have to dominate and get them guys in foul trouble. Now if he can do that, Purdue got a good chance of winning. But if he can't do that, then I don't think they're gonna win. Cause I think UConn others that are better than Purdue.
yeah. I think they got a lot deeper team as far as the bench goes, and that's not to take away from anything that Purdue has, but when it comes to overall team depth, then the advantage is going to go to UConn. Coaching wise, advantage is going to go to UConn. If you find a way to limit Edey, even if you let Edey score 40 points and the other guys can't even score half of that, then you already won, regardless of what Edey's able to do on an individual level. The other guys have to be involved. They've got to be able to contribute, and they have to be able to either do their part in distribution of the ball or taking good shots and not turning the ball over.
Yeah, what I don't know. I do think you just got to switch it up on Edie. You can't just let it. You got to give him different looks on defense. If they can do that, and confuse their offense, what the coach trying to do or whatever. I think UConn they'll do pretty good against them, and they'll take, which I think they will. But I say that X factor, if Edie can dominate and get them guys in foul trouble, UConn will be in trouble.
Yeah, Trav, that ain't gonna happen, man. It just ain't gonna happen.
I mean, it's possible because of his size.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not because UConn got too many players to step up. That's what people don't realize. And like the guy Cam Spencer who transferred, he was averaging 18 points before he came to UConn. Now he averaging 13 points. So these guys dial back just to be on, just to make everything work. For the chemistry sake.
Oh yeah, play that
Yeah,
team
these
ball.
guys. They definitely they numbers, man. Their numbers are going down, but they focus on championships. So
Oh yeah, but they got some players.
yeah, so I see I see UConn, man, repeating.
I would have to agree with
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I agree with that too. I say they in the game. Purdue in the
Cause you think
game, so
about it.
they got a chance.
Think about it, Trap. If you stop Keegan, right, or Keegan, you stop him. All right, whoop to do, you stop him. But what you gonna do with Caliban? And then the number five. I mean, if you get him and if you can contain Caliban, like so, if you do and you contain it, let Caliban get off. If Keegan You stop Keelan Callaghan get off, and number 5 have a shaky game, and number 12, you got a chance to win. So all of those things would have to work because if you put all the scoring load on number 5 and number 5, I don't think he can have back-to-back good games because he's too inconsistent if you look at his numbers. And then if you look at Cam Spencer, I mean he can shoot. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a knockdown shooter, but so that's your chance right there.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
you gotta contain the big boy the whole game. You gotta contain him the whole game because he can have a bad first half, but he's coming. He's he's steady, man. So
Yeah, I think that's the difference though too. UConn got a lot of players that can step up and score.
yeah. So
They ain't
why
dependent on
somebody right?
one man.
Right. So while Big Boy is having a bad game, they got people to step up and hold him off until he get back in his flow. So that's it right there.
Yeah, that's why I say that's their chance. Purdue the only way if Edey can just just dominate. If he can get them guys in foul trouble, like I know they got a couple of guys they can throw on him, but if he can just get them in foul trouble and get to the line early and a lot, they got a puncher's chance.
Yeah. You got to get the big man. You're right. Yeah, they get the big man in foul trouble, but I think that coach is going to have the guards double in and
Yeah,
just
that's
have
what
the
I
big
think.
man and have them come in and dig and have the big man play mistake-free basketball. Just like so.
Oh yeah, 'cause he a smart. He a smart. He a good coach. And I saw him the other day in the interview. He was real confident too. he real confident about it. So I don't see him having a big problem with Purdue, but the game still got to be played.
Yep. I think we're going to have to see Smith, Jones, and Lawyer really play their best basketball that they played all year in order for Purdue to stay in this game. Because if you just go to Edey and rely on Edey, kind of like the 3, live and die by the Edey. Edey can't do it all by himself. As talented, as great as he is, he's going to need those guys in particular to step up. Some games they do, some games they don't. They've been consistently inconsistent, which is not going to work in the championship game against UConn and the pedigree that they're going against with the Hurley. So, as much as I want to see Edey and Purdue and the state of Indiana win something, I just don't see it happening. But it's not because they lack talent. It's because they are limited in the amount of talent that they already have.
Yep.
And also, I see that game against NC State. Edey and Smith, they played 40 minutes. Jones played 38 minutes. So even they bench ain't getting a lot of minutes. They didn't get a lot of minutes. So that's gonna hurt them.
That tells
Any
me that
team,
somebody doesn't trust him to be out there because when they're out there, you
That's
got
right.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0. They're not doing
That's what
anything.
I was gonna say next. That's exactly what I was gonna say next.
We on that
Yep.
reading each other's minds.
yeah. See, I don't trust them teams like that, especially when they get up to these games like this. If you don't have anything coming from the bench, you in trouble.
Hey man, it's gonna be entertaining tomorrow night, man. I can't wait to see that one too.
No doubt.
So that's one thing too. So if they can't get nothing from their bench, this game might look like some of them other games in the tournament, how they blowed everybody out.
Hmm.
This game could look like that if they don't have any contribution from the bench. It's gonna get ugly.